under your administration, what would it be?
It'll be more than it is right now.
No, give me a number. Give me a,
I'm not going to give you a number. It's something you have to look at and study.
70-80%?
Well, we used to have, as you know, under Dwight D. Eisenhower, I think the nominal tax rates were over 90%.
Yeah, but you...
The point is, look, Bill, you have massive income and wealth inequality. You know, 1 out of 4 corporations in this country paying nothing in taxes. GE has not paid federal
But you got to
taxes
give me as a
in
voter
5
an
years.
idea of what kind of pain you're going to inflict on me. So,
Well, you're not going to get it right now. That's the policy
so
question.
all right,
we
you're
have
going to
to
punt
think
on that
about.
one. Okay.
Not punting on it. You're going to pay more. How much more, I can't tell you.
But if you want to run for president, you have to tell me. Okay. Now,
I've got a little time on that.
Putin. Okay?
And that's ultimately the most important question, Bill. Because the middle class of America is collapsing, has been collapsing for 30 years. It's really just blameless on a lot. The middle class of America is collapsing, has been collapsing for 30 years. Well, what do you do? Blameless on a lot. The middle class of America rebuild our crumbling infrastructure. And by doing that, we're going to create millions of jobs.
So you go on massive public works like FDR, massive public works, put everybody to work, the government pays for people to
Bill,
just
our
rebuild the country.
infrastructure is collapsing.
I'm not arguing with you, Senator. I'm trying to clarify. I'm not arguing with you.
You invest in your infrastructure. That's the fastest way to create this and then jobs.
Okay, so it's like the Tennessee Valley Authority, the Sanders Valley Authority. We're going to get a big, everybody's going to get a job, working, rebuild the infrastructure.
No, it's not just working for the government. You've got private sector jobs as well. But the point is, when real unemployment today is close to 13%, youth unemployment is at 20%, it is absolutely imperative that our highest priority is to put people back to work.
All right, but they got to want to work, and they got to get an incentive to work. Hey, Senator, we'll continue the conversation. What are the odds that you run for president? 10 to 1?
To take a few questions. We don't have an endless amount of time before we get back. Let me just say this. This country today, in my view, has more serious crises than at any time since the Great Depression of the 1930s. For most Americans, their reality is that they're working longer hours for lower wages. In inflation-adjusted income, they're earning less money than they used to years ago, despite a huge increase in technology and productivity. So all over this country, I've been talking to people, and they say, how does it happen? I'm producing more, but I'm working longer hours for lower wages. My kid can't afford to go to college. I'm having a hard time affording health care. How does that happen? While at exactly the same time, 99% of all new income generated in this country is going to the top 1%. How does it happen that the top 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%? And my conclusion is that that type of economics is not only immoral, it's not only wrong, it is unsustainable. It can't continue. We can't continue having a nation in which we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major nation on earth at the same time as we're seeing a proliferation of millionaires and billionaires. So that's the major issue. The major issue is, how do we create an economy that works for all of our people rather than a small number of billionaires? And the second issue, directly related, is the fact that as a result of the disastrous Supreme Court decision on Citizens United, we now have a political situation where billionaires are literally able to buy elections and candidates. Let's not kid ourselves. That is the reality right now. So you got the Koch brothers and other billionaire families now prepared to spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in elections to buy the candidates of their choice, often extreme right-wing candidates. I'm the former chairman of the Senate Veterans Committee, and I can tell you I don't believe that the men and women who defended American democracy fought to create a situation where billionaires own the political process. That's a huge issue that we've got to deal with. Right now, in terms of issues, we have a Republican Party with virtually few exceptions that does not even recognize the reality of climate change, let alone that it is caused by human activity, let alone that the scientific community tells us this is the major global environmental crisis that we face. And I want to see this nation lead the world in transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Real unemployment in America is not 5.5%. If you include those people who have given up looking for work, people who are working part-time when they want to work full-time, real unemployment is 11%. We need to create millions of jobs, and the best way to do it is to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure. And I've introduced legislation to do just that, create and maintain 13 million jobs. In my state of Vermont and throughout this country, young people, bright, young, able to keep kids, cannot afford to go to college, and others are leaving school deeply in debt. In Germany, countries around the world, they understand that you tap the intellectual capabilities of young people, you make college tuition in public universities and public colleges free. That's my view as well. So there are enormous issues facing this country. Now, let me conclude by saying this, and I say this to the media. I've never run a negative ad in my life. I've been in many campaigns, and you ask the people of Vermont, they will tell you Bernie Sanders has never run a negative ad. I hate and detest these 30-second ugly negative ads. I believe that in a democracy, what elections are about are serious debates over serious issues, not political gossip, not making campaigns into soap operas. This is not the Red Sox versus the Yankees. This is the debate over major issues facing the American people. Honest people, my conservative friends differ with me, and that's fine. That's called democracy. It's a good thing. But I would hope, and I ask the media's help on this, allow us to discuss the important issues facing the American people, and let's not get hung up on political gossip or all the other soap opera aspects of modern campaigns. Thank you. Let me just take a few.